Welcome to today's video on chargebacks and why a provisional credit is not a guaranteed victory. First, we'll set the stage by explaining how a delayed order can turn into a credit card dispute and why the temporary refund you see, called a provisional credit, can be reversed. Then, we'll break down how merchants may ship late to overturn your claim and why your dispute reason code directs the entire outcome. Finally, we'll walk through an actionable plan and key safeguards to help you protect your refund. Next, here's our agenda so you know what's coming. We will first clarify the difference between provisional credit and a final decision. Then we'll show how merchants may defeat your claim by shipping late and presenting evidence. After that, we'll cover why the dispute code you chose is critical. We'll follow with a step-by-step action plan, discuss address and misdelivery pitfalls, visualize timelines with diagrams, and end with quick quizzes and key takeaways. Before we dive deeper, an important note. This content is educational only and is not legal, financial, or professional advice. Rules vary by bank, card network, and jurisdiction, and your situation may have unique facts. You should review your cardholder agreement and consult your bank's dispute team or a qualified professional for specific guidance. Now let's highlight the core idea. A provisional credit is a temporary refund placed on your account while the bank investigates. It is not a final ruling. If the merchant later supplies evidence, such as shipping records or proof of delivery, the bank may reverse your provisional funds. This is particularly common when the merchant ships after you file the dispute, using that shipment as evidence of fulfillment. Let's define provisional credit. It's a temporary refund the bank places while it investigates your dispute. Critically, it can be reversed if the merchant later provides compelling evidence of fulfillment, such as tracking and delivery confirmation. Remember, banks follow card network rules and evidentiary standards, not the standards of a courtroom. This is why a merchant's late shipment to your original billing address may be enough to satisfy their defense for certain dispute codes. Your funds are only final once the bank confirms the case is closed in your favor. Moving forward, here's how the flow typically works. The cardholder files a dispute for merchandise not received. The bank may issue a provisional credit and notifies the merchant. The merchant can respond by shipping late and providing tracking or prior proof of delivery. The shipper's records support the merchant's evidence. The merchant then submits this evidence to the bank. The bank reviews strictly under network rules and either finalizes the credit for the cardholder or reverses it if the merchant's evidence meets the rule-based requirements. Now let's focus on why the dispute code matters so much. The specific reason you give your bank determines what evidence the merchant needs to present. If you choose merchandise not received, then proof of delivery, even if it occurred late, can be enough for the bank to side with the merchant. Delivery to your original billing address that you provided at checkout can still count, unless you formally change that address before shipment. For different codes, such as not as described, the merchant must counter your claim with evidence specific to that allegation. To make this concrete, here is a general mapping. For merchandise not received, merchants often respond with tracking and delivery confirmation to the address you provided. For not as described or defective items, they might share product specifications, communications with you, and records of return or repair offers. For canceled or refund promised claims, they present terms, cancellation windows, or proof a refund was already issued. For card not present fraud, they may show AVS and CVV matches, device or IP logs, and 3D secure results, depending on the transaction. Next, here's your immediate action plan. First, contact your bank right away and provide a detailed timeline that includes the original expected delivery date, the seller's refusal to cancel, the date you filed the chargeback, and any late shipment dates. Second, argue that the long delay and any address update you sent indicate initial failure to fulfill the contract. Third, if the item was shipped to an outdated address, gather proof you provided a change before shipment, or that the delay was so long the merchant should have verified the address again. Fourth, make sure misdelivered goods are returned to sender. If you can't access the package, ask the current resident to refuse delivery, or schedule a return pickup with the carrier. Fifth, keep thorough records of all communications, tracking, and return efforts. Sixth, ask your bank for written confirmation when your credit becomes final and permanent, not just provisional. Additionally, let's address misdelivery and address changes. Merchants typically must ship to the address you provided during checkout unless you gave a proper update before they shipped. If the item went to your old address, You need to ensure it is returned to the sender to prevent the merchant from proving fulfillment. If you cannot access that address, ask the current resident to refuse the delivery or arrange a carrier return pickup. Always keep documentation showing your address change request and any actions taken to facilitate a return. Meanwhile, here's a timeline to visualize key milestones. You make a purchase at day 0. The expected delivery is around day 7, but no delivery occurs by day 30 to 60. You file a chargeback around day 60 to 90, and a provisional credit appears shortly after. Months later, perhaps month 3 to 6, the merchant ships late and provides tracking as evidence. The bank reviews everything according to network rules and eventually either reverses your provisional credit or finalizes it at case closure. Furthermore, let's compare provisional and final credit. Provisional credit is temporary and often appears quickly, but it can be reversed while the investigation continues. You have no final rights to those funds yet. Final credit, by contrast, is permanent and only appears after the case is closed. It is not reversed casually, and the bank should confirm the final outcome in writing. Now, a quick knowledge check. If the merchant ships months after you filed a merchandise not received dispute and shows delivery to your original billing address, what is most likely to happen? Option A. Your provisional credit becomes final automatically. Option B. The bank may reverse your provisional credit based on merchant evidence. Option C. The merchant must refund you twice. Option D. The bank ignores late shipments. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is B. The bank may reverse your provisional credit based on the merchant's evidence. Since banks follow network rules rather than courtroom standards, proof that aligns with the dispute reason code, such as delivery confirmation for merchandise not received, can be enough to overturn your claim, even if the shipment was significantly delayed. Next question. Which factor most strongly influences how the bank decides your dispute? Option A. How long you waited on hold. Option B. The dispute reason code, and whether the merchant's evidence matches it. Option C. How upset you are about the experience. Option D. Your social media posts about the merchant. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is B. The dispute reason code determines the requirements the merchant must meet, and the bank will evaluate whether the merchant's evidence matches that code under network rules. This alignment is often decisive in the final outcome. To recap the essentials. Provisional credit is temporary and not a guaranteed win. A late shipment with delivery proof can overturn merchandise not received claims. Your dispute code determines what evidence counts. Keep thorough documentation of delays, address updates, and return attempts. Ensure misdelivered goods are returned to sender. Finally, ask for written confirmation from your bank when your credit becomes final. As we wrap up, remember, understand your dispute code and the rules that apply. Move quickly to document the complete timeline and keep thorough records. Protect yourself by ensuring misdelivered goods are returned and by preserving evidence of every step. Lastly, wait for written confirmation from your bank that your credit is final before considering the matter settled. Before we go, if you found this helpful, please like the video, share it with someone who might need it, and subscribe for more practical consumer strategies. I'd love to hear your experiences with chargebacks and late shipments, so leave a comment below. Your insights can help others navigate these conflicts more effectively.